Okay, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Man, this long, almost 480 to the tick. Wild. Called it out in main chat. Let me go over that in a second here. Let me get YouTube going here. Okay. How is everybody doing this morning? Good morning, good morning. That's correct, Corey. So we're already trading in balance, and we have been in the value area since 8:30. So we've been in value theoretically for an hour by the time we got that retest of upper band. So the return to value theoretically would be here, where we have been trending all morning, and then we broke back into value. That would be the return to value trade. And I agree with JP. Sit that one out. That could have blasted right out of there on that opening volume. So easy to get caught off sides. The better trades come when things calm down a little bit. I did, Chris. Yep, if you look, scroll up at, let's see. Where is it? 940. So at this candle, I called the 980. And that was just looking at yesterday's volume profile. All right, here is our low volume node. The most pronounced low volume node aside from the other side. So I was looking to grab along there, which it did, and it worked out nice. So we were looking at yesterday's volume profile. Sometimes I hop into the room a little early. I'm not streaming, but I'm chatting. So you could always come in early. Yeah, you could just scroll up in this chat to see it. It's there. Okay, so, you know, I'm not fading this. If you look at our daily chart, I mean, we are blasting into all-time highs here. This is not price action I want to short. And we'll look for some nice setups today. I'm not in a rush. I took one trade here. They're my top steps for 250 bucks, give or take 243. Had it marked out on my chart here. Wish I would have held it, all right? But now I scalped it, got a nice 250 bucks. Happy with that, and I'll wait for the next setup. See what we get today. So we have a nice full house here today. I used to read off all the names and say good morning to everybody, but now there's too many names. So glad to have everybody. Hope everybody's traded well so far. If you're just watching, that's also a good idea. I've only taken one trade so far this morning. Tori's here. And this just looks really strong, right? So this looks like, you know, a failed breakdown, pullback, ripped right out of that hole. So, you know, I don't want to short this. So I'm going to wait for us to maybe form a little bit of a value area. Maybe get a pullback to 250, 245. Looks like, you know, shorts getting liquidated up here. And we're going to be patient this morning. Yeah, but we have a big value area too. Look at this thing. Massive with an expanding monthly. You know, there's a lot of room for this thing to pull back. Right? And it might not do so fastly. It could, you know, bleed out. But, you know, we are in bullish territory, and I am not in a hurry. Well, 258. I don't know. This looks like it could be a little bit of a fade value area extreme here. Back below point of control. That was quite a rip right there. This was a 100-point rip in 15 minutes. Is that the giant short squeeze before they bring it down? VWAP is 27, 28, 20. Let's drop ourselves a little bit of a session volume profile. This could be a little bit of an interesting section to go long. Kind of this area there. Between point of control and VWAP. Maybe we'll get some VWAP point of control scalping opportunities.
We have posted out the link to the WTO goods barometer report on the feed for you to read through.
This is yesterday's IB high right here at 550.
Rises as imports surge in first quarter ahead of expected tariff hikes.
So we're kind of back to this value area here. You know, where, you know, a bulk of the trading has taken place. You know, probably have a bit of a value area low, value area high right there. You know, it's a little early for me to go long, but this could be the spot, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm not crazy about it, but I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Everybody on YouTube, welcome. Glad to have you. If you're new, we trade live every morning. Morning, Fritz. Morning, Gold. Morning, John. Morning, Tien. Good to have everybody this morning. Hope everybody's trading well. If you're new to the Discord, welcome. We got a lot of new members last week. I've had a couple of Instagram and TikTok videos go extremely viral. Each has gotten well over 100,000 views. So lots of new people coming in. Excited to have the community growing, getting the system in more people's hands. People are buying the book. It's just a really exciting time. People are finding a lot of success with the system. So all really, really good stuff. I'll be right back.
So just a heads up for your calendars. OpenAI CEO Altman will be the keynote at the Fed Board's conference next month on bank capital regulation.
Scott, I'm on NQ currently. But they trade together, guys. Even if I'm trading NQ, you can trade ES. I watch both of them together at all times. On my monitor right here, I have NQ, ES right next to each other. I can see how they're trading together. And then I have the Dow and the Russell also right next to them. There's a quad chart right here, the 5-minute on all 4 indexes. So we are above yesterday's value area. So still bullish. You know, we do have this kind of no man's land, which is today's value area and yesterday's. Pretty much 500 to 490. Yeah, this low volume node. And then we have this point of control that lines up with yesterday's point of control. So just kind of marking out my levels here, seeing what's interesting. Hi, Duru from Germany. Guten Tag. So we're kind of like, you know, this would have been a nice little long if it went lower, but it didn't. So we're just kind of in like no man's land. We're in the middle of this distribution here. Oops. So that's kind of like coin flip territory for me. So I'd like to wait where we have a little bit more of an edge. I don't need to trade the middle of a distribution. Again, that's like coin flip probabilities. Unless it's a previous point of control. Morning, Jovan. So we could get some exciting upside action, but, you know, it could just be this value area. You know, theoretically, you know, we could try and take some shorts up here, but it's kind of dangerous, right? These aren't shorts that I'm going to say, you know, just keep adding and hold on, because we can go up and not come back today. So that's something you want to be really careful of if you're going to try and fade value area extremes on this distribution here.
It's highest since May 29th.
It's already set up a bunch of nice shorts.
About 2 basis points of the day.
So, you know, you could try and go for it. It is a big sell area, that's for sure. I did grab a little short there. Little scalp. Almost up $400. So, you know, this is an area we want to watch for shorts. Fade value area extremes, back to point of control. So I'm trying to get $1,000 today in my top steps. I'm up almost 400 currently. So this will bring me to 6. I'll get it to 7 Friday, 8 on Monday. So hopefully these will be funded by Tuesday. I can take another shot at a big payout for July. And I'm super close to my next payout in top 1. So yesterday's initial balance here is at 550. Key area, but kind of chopping around it. I mean, after 4 green days like this, it's tough to go long, guys. I'm not gonna lie. At least for me. You guys might be loving this. You price discovery traders, or who prefer price discovery trades. I'm more of a fade value or extremes kind of guy. But that's just how I see the market. Everybody's different. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just have a preference for setups, and you very well might find a favorite setup for you. I find it a lot easier to wait for price to get into a value area, and it kind of chops around. It's a lot more forgiving. I can add a little more size. Usually comes back before it breaks out. It's a lot easier for me to know when I'm wrong. It's just, I prefer it. It's just the way I like to trade. Now there's some traders like Kobe. He prefers price discovery, and this is a hell of a market for it, right? You get those nice price discovery moves, you could have long all day, scalp long, move after move after move. Just every dip was getting bought. Even every micro dip sells off a little bit. One red candle, you buy it, goes up. Some people love that. Everybody's different. Morning, William. All right, we want to take a look at golds. I have some requests for gold. Gold looks like we're in price discovery from both yesterday and today's value area. So shorts are kind of on the table. We do have an issue here as we've reclaimed the weekly lower band. So I think if we break this zone kind of right here and hold, which is the IB low, I'd look for more downside. So 29, 28, between 28 and 29 and a half. Bearish. Look for continuation to the downside. Until then, if we hold this level, I would expect. So this is the battleground right here, 28 to 30, let's call it. That 2-point zone. I was trading gold yesterday. I'm back on NQ today. I don't like the chart right here. I'm bearish on gold here, guys. Now that doesn't mean we can't get another rotation up before we go lower. But overall, this chart looks bearish to me in the long term. Which would make sense because the equities are recovering. So people are going to take their money out of gold and put it into equities. So we're getting a bit of a rotation. They kind of trade inversely a lot of the time. Gold goes up, stocks go down, stocks go up, gold goes down. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Yeah. Kind of crazy chart on the Dow, too. Huge candle on the Dow. You price discovery traders might want to switch over to Russell today. That's getting some nice upside. That VWAP bounce on the Russell. Hey, Stan, I don't trade currencies. So I trade stock indexes, gold, commodities. I've really never traded currencies. I get more edge out of equities.
10 minutes ago, till we get data from the EIA natural gas change at the top of the hour. Forecast is for a build of 87 BCF, excuse me, 87, and the high was 95 BCF. So
Might have gotten a little scalp there
95 BCF forecast is for a build of 87.
on the Dow, Bojan. Looks like you were looking for a bigger move. VWAP was good, yeah. A little bit of a flush of VWAP and reclaim long. It's nice price action. let's take a look at the Russell, guys. I'm kind of into this. So let's do a little bit of a composite here on the Russell. Ooh, look at that. We're coming to this low volume node in the Russell here. Pretty much right here. I might take a little stab at this, guys.
Seeing shares of US big banks rise after the Federal Reserve plans to ease bank leverage requirements. JP Morgan up 1.3%, Wells Fargo up 0.5%, Bank of America up 1.1%.
So we have this low volume node here on the Russell. Let's see if it can revert on the composite. 71.9.
Says we're creating real stablecoin use cases for customers.
See if we can get a little bit of a pullback. It is surely ripping. That's for sure. Kind of watching this area here. ES and NQ taking off now. Didn't quite get to my level there. Did front run it a little bit. Nice trade. Didn't really do much for me, P&L wise, but so when I fade moves like this, guys, I'm just looking for a scalp. I am not looking for a big reversal. I'm just looking for a reaction at my level. This messy chart on NQ. It's just a mess. Gold retesting IB low here. We can try and short gold.
I'm just going to get the EIA natural gas change. Forecasters for a build of 87 BCF. I was a build of 95 BCF.
So it can hold there. Very messy NQ. Very messy indeed. Watching gold short here, guys. Watching gold short. Ah, man. Just wicked up on me. Damn. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. A bit of a flush here.
US crude oil futures up $1 on US dollar weakness.
Closed it. Put me at 900. I've been using more hard stops. Yeah. Just to have something in there just in case of a wick or an emergency or something like that. I generally keep it pretty far away. Truth be told. Nice short on gold, guys. Anybody who took that. So the entry, we had the, beautiful price discovery short continuation off lower band. And looks like we were testing this zone again and kind of selling through it. Nice, Tony. Anybody who's holding that, good job. I was sized up a little much. I had 4 minis on that. So I was looking to kind of grab my profits. Sized up a little bit on that one. So we got a good trade on gold short. It's a nice play. While NQ is messing around doing nothing, sometimes we got to jump over to other markets. And I'm glad I took my profits on that Russell trade because that blasted off.
10 seconds.
We're still kind of at that area. It's starting to fill in. Starting to fill in. Maybe we go to 76. This is kind of the next interesting area here. We got an initial balance on the equities.
96 BCF at the expected build 87 BCF.
Beautiful trade on gold. Anybody who's still holding a piece of that, I probably should have held the contract.
So on the back of that bigger than expected build, seeing some downward movement on natural gas.
Russell's up 1%. Still interesting up here. I think the next area I like is yesterday's, or the point of control from a couple days ago.
US natural gas futures extend losses down about 3.6% after the EIA reports bigger than expected storage build.
Big candle, huh? Look at ES. Wild. Okay. I did take a fade there. Puts me at my $1,000 target and my top steps. Dow is just rocketing. Okay, I'm gonna lock myself out of these. Goose face if you're here. Cancel my orders, flatten, cancel all multiple times. Make sure there's nothing floating out there. Lock myself out. Boom, done for the day. Next, move over to the top one account. My goal on this account is going to be roughly 500 bucks. I'm only about $1,000 away from payout on these things. So glad you saw that. Your face. You think I'm joking? I do that all the time. Just because I had the same experience you did. Depending on the platform, I do it after every trade. Clear all my orders just in case. You can't be too safe with that kind of stuff, you know? All right, so, we're probably gonna do like 600 bucks in this account or so. $500 or $600 is the goal. Think we fade from here? I don't know what just happened. I must have hit the wrong button. I took 10 minis short. Thank God I got out of that. That was a total fat finger mistake. I don't know why it was set on 10. That's crazy.
We have posted out the EI natural gas report. All the features
Luckily, I had bracket orders set up, so it was like $300 loss on both sides. $300 profit, $300 loss. Automatically, it sets at 300 bucks. I don't usually just take or it just throws them on the chart and then I can move them around easily if I want to. And then it kind of forces me to have a hard emergency stop somewhere on the chart at a reasonable level. YouTube's being very quiet today. Very quiet in YouTube land today. Baller, yeah. More like idiot. That was total. That was not on purpose. Idiot. This is true, Chuck. If I spank them, they'll learn. They'll learn. No, I ain't teaching any troll anything, that's for sure. These people have nothing better to do. I still like a short on Russell if we got one more push up. That's going to put us at this point of control value area high level. It's interesting.
US natural gas features extend losses. Price is down by over 5% now, bigger than expected storage build.
So still watching Russell as we approach this point of control. Higher time prime fade scalp.
Steve Brent crude futures rising $1 as the US dollar weakens. seeing the gap between the German 30-year, 2-year bond yields up 6 basis points, on track for the biggest daily rise since early April.
A little bit of this fade in the Russell. You got a stop at break even there. Nice, Chuck. Well, let's see if we get some more downside on this. There is a low volume node right here, so it's kind of like a late entry price discovery continuation long. Also has, I think, IB high. Oh, it's a little lower, actually. See if it holds up. Yeah, gold never broke those lows, did it? It was a nice short regardless. Trading level to level on that one. Anybody who took that with us. Come on, let's get a nice little flush of this Russell. I might just take my profits here. All right, pretty darn close to my profit target already. Let's see, we got to go to 62.6.
Briefing at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Wait a minute. 62.
White House did pull DNI gathered from the briefing. Briefers will be Ratcliffe, Rubio, Exit, and Kane.
I might see my top one dashboard here real quick.
Could vote on Senator Kane's War Powers resolution as soon as this evening.
So I'm at 62.6. And I have to go to 63.287. So I'll do a little more in here. We'll do a little more. Should have held that. That was a nice fade on Russell. So that was off of, value area high on my composite. That's out of the advanced playbook. Higher time frame, value area high. That's a good target. We do have a low volume node here at 171. So that's the one we broke through. It could try and back test this. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not trying to scare anybody out of their trades or their profit targets. Just kind of bringing attention to you that we have a low volume node at 171. So what it could do, and I don't know what it's going to do, but in theory, it could back test the low volume node and go higher, is one theory. Now, what it does back at this level, 72.3 that we marked out, and IB high, that could also be a back test short, right? So, we have to watch what happens. Looks like it's getting sold into, so that's good. but it's kind of slowing down a little bit. Also, we went to upper band on the week and have rejected on the Russell. So that's good for your profit target to the downside, Vegas. So just that's a positive. The negative is that low volume node. So we traded a couple symbols today. NQ, the Russell, and gold. Looks like NQ found some support at point of control. ES is super strong. I always enjoy trading Dow and Russell. I should do it more. Dow had some really nice rotations today, better than NQ. ES was nice. NQ is kind of like the laggard today. This is interesting on the volume climax. We found support at upper band from, well, I guess that's New York Open. Pretty close to it. Morning, Anna. I use Trade-of-8 and NinjaTrader as my broker. Hey, Dan, I start this stream every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's trading, I'm here, 10 a.m. sharp, every day. There is a premium Discord that has low latency. There is a delay on the YouTube, not on purpose. It's just the way it is. Discord has the low latency. It's like barely even a second delayed. So that's nice. And there's also a great community. You can trial that out for a full week for free. And there's an entire 8-module course in there, absolutely free with the trial.
Tim, it's time to get the Kansas City bet.
The super dominant chart be linked together to change together on Trade-of-8? I think so, yeah. Let me open it up. What do you mean by change together?
5 minus 10.
Tempting to try another short here, isn't it? Looks like it might want higher. Well, I had a short there at upper band. It just locked me out because I hit my profit target. So that's that. I gotta do 500 bucks tomorrow and I will have a payout. So it is, I've been trading for not even an hour, guys. And I've traded my top steps to $1,000 and I've traded my top one to 600 bucks. Scalping. Now I'll move over to cash. Oh, I see what you're saying, Corey. Yes, I think there is a way to, what? So I think, see this little color? I think if you change them to the same, that's how you do it. That's how you link them. So now if I change this, it didn't work. Well, theoretically, that's how it would work. That's what I thought that did. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'll be right back. Right. So why isn't it working? You know, what's the point of it being there? I don't understand. All right. So we're still kind of in a fade value or extreme setup here. Looks like a lot of this selling is being absorbed.
That's the 5 minutes ago to begin the Kansas City Fed Composite Index. Forecast -5, -3, and City and Fed Manufacturing.
I'm gonna wait for a good setup. Traded my other account successfully. I'm in cash now. Gonna approaching 11 a.m. hour. Let's see what the market gives me. If we can get some strength out of here, that would be awesome. Looks like it's holding up so far. Kind of want to be long at this point. But this is not a great place to get long. You know, we're kind of hovering around IB. We have a new point of control here.
1 minute to go now. I'll lead with the Kansas City Fed Composite Index.
Kansas City Fed Composite Index, something or other. We need to wait for some type of setup. This is not ideal.
Ten seconds. Still waiting on the data.
What else we got going on out there? We got gold doing nothing. Point of control.
Whilst we wait for the data, the latest US Treasury to auction $71 billion in
NQ going sideways. Small range.
US is to auction $79 billion in 3-month bills.
Did look like the Russell went straight to that low volume node, didn't it? That was the spot to take profit.
Sold on June 30th, settled on July 3rd.
That's why I trade level to level, guys.
Kansas City Fed
Keeps my win rate high, my profits on the table. I can take more trades.
waiting on the manufacturing data.
William, we trade GC. And right now we're trading GC. GCU.
According to Sky News Arabian,
8 August
Israel's
Q 2025.
Washington will recognize some Israeli sovereignty over the West Bank.
Connection lost.
Kansas City Fed manufacturing.
Looks like it's trying to break into value again. Could very well be a bull trap. But if it does break out of this value area, God knows where it will stop, right? Looks like we cleared out, overnight highs and rejected immediately. This gray zone, just kind of like the upper end of value here. Just kind of like, long above it, short below it type zone based on the volume profile, value area high. This one was based on, what did I base this one on? Value area low, distribution from yesterday. Then I had one down here, and this is a low volume node from yesterday. So just areas of interest I'm watching based on the profile and any other things on the higher time frames I see. I mark it out on the execution chart so I can get a clearer idea of where I'm right and where I'm wrong and where I want to go long and go short based on a level to level perspective. If we break above this and hold, it's looking long. I'll take a little bite long here. Stop underneath this candle. It's doing that kind of grindy thing, I want to be on the right side of the grindy move for once. The problem is I don't have the patience for this grindy stuff, to be honest, but
We have posted out the data for the report for the Kansas City Fed Manufacturing 2025 June report on the feed.
when it does the grindy thing, you just buy more every time it sells off. Overnight high. I don't think so, Chuck. I think all this stuff's just gonna get bought up. We'll see. Well, it looks like it did retest it there, didn't it? I have it touching on my chart. 575. Looks like it touched it. Over it. Return to value on gold, huh? I'm in. Let's do it. All right, I'm in at 36 and a half. Put my stop on the other side of value here. Oh, this is our return to value. First take profit point would be at 41-ish. And then I could try and hold to 43, 44. It's about a decent 1-to-1 risk to reward if you put your stop underneath IB low. Targeting here in VWAP. Got to be patient. Yeah, 337 is point of control from Tuesday. Eric says, in my experience, is this price action or average true range typical of summer months? Most days recently, ATR shrinks to 5, 6, or 7 on the 1 minute NQ, which is super low volatility. Yeah, it is quite low volatility. You know, we're down to 16 again on the VIX. So yeah, slow summer months, and we've been, you know, grinding up for the last month and a half. So
set for the biggest daily rise.
Yeah, this is fairly typical. But that's why it's that much more important to kind of go to the markets that are moving. Like we got some nice rotations on gold, the Russell, the Dow. Yeah, NQ is the laggard here. Much better rotations otherwise. Russell is up at a full percent. I always watch the futures 69. That AU USD is not reliable data whatsoever. There's no centralized exchange for that. So I don't know where they're getting their volume data from. I always watch the futures contract. And then they flow together, obviously. So if I were to draw a, what am I at? I'm at 36.3. And I got it at the top of this candle here. Kind of how I have it mapped out. This is gold, Jody. Can you check NQ? Should we wait for value area high retest on the long? No, at this point, I wouldn't short this. We're above initial balance high. We're trading above this distribution. It's not a great fade. So, this could be a breakout long, a little tougher to manage risk. This is not an area where I shine, guys, when it does this kind of stuff. That's why I'm trading gold. I'm not trading anything on this. I don't like this setup at all. We're still below that big wick. It's grindy. It can go up very slowly. I think it's a long before it's a short. Absolutely. But there's no clear profit target. There's just upside. Called out live on stream. Still kind of. I'd like to see this thing take off is what I'd like to see. Well, that would have been a nice long if you guys took it. Worked a lot faster than my gold trade that's moving at a snail's pace. Nice, Corey. So why was that a long? We're coming from upper band. We bounced off the back test of initial balance high, and we've gone up ever since. Well, it cleared that candle by a lot, huh? Be nice to have some orders out over here to get filled on that. We're still trading on the meat of the distribution here on gold. That's also a problem. I don't see why we can't get to that value area high though. Let's go. Yeah, I know. And Q's ruining my gold parade. That second upper band, second deviation band. There is, you mean, we already have labels on the left side of the chart. You want them on the right side? It would require me to, resubmit it and redo it. They don't really let you do much. You can update it, I guess. I can take a look, but I don't code this stuff. I've had this. This is all done for me. Okay, come on, gold. NQ needs to calm down so gold can rip. The source code's available on TradingView. It's open source. So you go to
So reminder at the bottom of the hour, we're expecting the US forward.
go to the indicators, go to the initial balance,
6% and private cover 3.15.
go to the scripts, open source script.
The US is looking to sell $60 billion in forward bills.
Trying to remember how you get to it. Source code. Here it is.
According to the Financial Times, Brussels has warned Germany's Chancellor Merz not to expect UK-style carve-out the car sector in the EU deal with trucks.
As a reminder, we have group coaching today, 12:30 in the classroom. So after the stream, I'll grab some lunch and then we can switch over to the classroom and we'll go over some things. We're going to talk about cumulative delta today.
Yeah, posted out the article, Financial Times, not the free to read through. Further into this piece then, Merz is delusional in his expectation that Germany's country will be spared from US tariffs, according to EU officials involved in trade talks with Trump administration. To give some context, Merz has been pressing the European Commission, which manages trade policy on behalf of the EU's 27 member states, to sign a framework deal with Washington, aping the US-UK agreement signed earlier this month, which included a special...
All right, well, I have my stops and everything in, so I'm going to just stop watching that tick by tick. See what other trades we can get.
But Brussels officials have privately told Berlin that such an agreement would not be possible, as reducing German car imports is a big focus for Trump, according to two people briefed on the discussions who spoke to the Financial Times.
It had a little pop there, didn't it? Things, you know, smallest. Can't get in gold when it has the smallest candles of the day. Yeah, see that on Russell. Looks weak though. I don't know. I don't like that bleed out look. But it could very well be the next leg up. That's also the value area high and pretty much the bottom of this distribution, actually.
Data. High yield of 4
Decent trade location.
My bid cover 3.15.
We drop a Okay, at this point, I'm going to move my stops on gold to that swing low that we just got. So annoying.
See here, Tesla executive must confidant amid sharp and parts company.
I'm closing this trade. I'm over it. I closed my gold trade. Thank you. Yeah, that's the better trade. I'm wasting my time with gold.
So the back of the headline, again, Tesla executive and must confidant amid sharp parts company. Did see a little bit of downside movement of the S&P 500.
A lot of red coming in here, guys.
Also shortly expecting the US mortgage bill option data.
If you look at the cumulative delta, you don't want to buy that. Nice short. All right. That kind of made my morning on my cash account. Ah, of course. Of course. Nice, Chuck. Good one. Good patience on waiting for that one. I might wait for the VWAP bounce on ES. We'll see.
IU for 4% bid cover of 3.06. US sells $60 billion of 40 bills and awards 56.11% of this at home.
Kevin, that's the IB mid and IB 50. pouring here. All right, do we get the back test short, or is this the bear trap? I'm going to try the back test short. Well, they're buying it up. Not convincingly, though, on the cumulative delta. So let's see what happens. Huh. Squeeze out all the shorts.
French PM says agreement close on some pension changes. It's French PM. Beirut says government will submit pension changes in bill in the fall.
Well, that didn't work. Failed breakdown. Or I just got in too early. Yeah, gold's not working. Good job, Jody. Should have bought that. Oh well. Interesting. Well, I'm probably going to finish trading here. I'm up 700 in the cash account. I'm happy with that. Combination of micros and minis. 700 bucks. Wish I would have bought that, but it is what it is. How did you guys trade today? Yeah, we shorted NQ on this break here. Tried another short here. Didn't quite work. With a return to value back test. Small loser there. But this winner way outrode the second trade, so. Nice, Zane. That sounds really cool. Eric's 3 for 3, 150 bucks across 9 accounts. Working on another set of 5 accounts presently. Looking for a setup. Good shit. Nice. First day here and 2 for 2 on the day, says Henry. Scalping off the upper band. That was good trading right there. Good scalp and long. These are good conditions to scalp long. Those little pullbacks. Corey's 5 for 5, 710 bucks. It's a good day. It's good money. I don't care who you are. I don't typically recommend any specific amount of points, Henry. I like to get more in the trade from level to level type mentality. And that's going to vary, right? So as you begin to learn to read the charts and the indicators, that will determine whether it's 3 points, 5 points, 6 points. So it's dynamic. It's not static. Eric's $26 away from passing another combine on Top Step, so tempted to hit a mini for a quick 2 points. I know that feeling. GC Trader, 13 points on 3 scalps. Nice. Yeah, I mean we're starting to clear into price discovery to the upside on the yearly chart. So gold's still doing nothing. It's not doing what I wanted to do, guys. I just got out of the trade. Like, look for a better opportunity. No need to sit in that thing. Fritz, losing days are a part of the job, unfortunately. They come with the territory. This is the business we have chosen. Anybody ever see The Godfather? This is the business we have chosen. I mean, the fact that it keeps holding that level is bullish for gold, but I'm done with it. Bob says session VWAPs, they seem to be different on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. They really shouldn't be. Maybe barely differently. Like, so I have it 343. Don't even look at the, you know, 545 on the 5 minute, 545 on the 1 minute, 281 upper band, 280 and a half upper band. You know, it's close enough. We don't want to look at them to the tick either. They're zones, right? They're zones. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes, you know, and it's good to learn other markets, Fritz. You know, if one market is not doing much or it's not providing a lot of setups, it's great to be able to go to a market that is. It's a great skill. You know, instead of forcing trades in a market that's not conducive to your trading. So today I traded NQ, I traded gold, and I traded the Russell today. Nice recovery by NQ there, man. Crazy. This thing is just relentless. How's it? Let's take a look. Yep, anchored VWAP. Let's take a look at on ES. Not quite on ES. NQ is the trade. Oh, look, the volume climax had it picked out right here. You know, if there's no other level between it, right? There's a lot of stuff on the volume profile, especially the higher term profile. So if we took all of our levels here, right? We have a level here, 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 here, here. We went up to the 50% extension. All right, so I'm trying to capture, you know, if I'm short, I'm trying to capture this, and maybe I could hold a runner to try and capture this. And if I have some more, I could try and capture this. Lock in profits on the way down. And then we had the volume profile. You know, we have a low volume node here. Would you look at that? We have the point of control here. All right, so this is how we break up our price action into these levels. And then if we, you know, well, low volume there, point of control there, point of control here at IB high. So we have another level here. $150 to put me at 3 top step accounts. Sweet. Good job, Eric. Bob, this is one of Zyerman's indicators. It's not free, unfortunately. It's a paid indicator along with the BTS. You can check it out with the trial, Bob. I'll put the link here. It's called the volume climax. And then this one at the bottom is called the breakout trend scalp. I think it's a nice to have, Bob. It's a nice to have. It's not required. It's not necessary. It is helpful, but there's a lot of things that I have that are not necessary. Like tick strike is a nice to have. It's not necessary. It's not mandatory. So these are all nice to have. That's up to you. You can trial it. You can decide if it's worth it for you. But I don't think it's necessary. It's not required.
Again, Amazon loses AWS.
So it's nice about all this stuff, tick strike, the indicators or whatever. You could try all that stuff and you can decide if it's something you want to keep or just try it out. You say, this is not really helping me. I'll get rid of it. And I encourage everybody to do that. If there's something in your trading on your charts that's not serving you, get rid of it. We do more with less. Now, there is a lot of stuff I use for obvious reason, but as a scalper, I want to know where all these levels are. Yeah, D-Bond, get rid of something. Or the alternative is not have everything on one chart, right? So you could have your session profile on this chart, long-term VWAPs. You know, I just do this on this chart. This is my execution chart. So I take key info from everything else and I put it over here so I can see it all on one chart. It does look crowded, but you know, I don't normally have all those red lines on there. So let's get rid of that. All right, so I'll have my volume profile. And then from here, you know, I'll make my little zones that aren't already on the chart. You know, I might make some zones that are interesting to me. That's it. Doru says futures market is the best, and I agree with you. It is the best. More liquidity, better spreads, great leverage and instruments, centralized exchange, no tricks, no games. And I'm glad you found the VWAP Wave system. I hope it serves you well, just like it serves me. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. Get ready for our group coaching at 12:30. That's going to be in the classroom. You're welcome to bring any questions to that. I'm going to have some topics for discussion and some lessons to go through. And that will be at 12:30 in the classroom. So I hope I'll see everybody there who can make it. If you're going to keep trading, head on over to the trading lounge. You could share your mic. You could share your screens. Yeah, it will be recorded. Yep. It will be recorded. If you can't make it, you can always watch it after the fact. All of them are recorded, so you can go into class recordings and watch old ones. There's a lot of really good ones in there. If you ever want to go through the archives, I leave them all up in there. No, it's the classroom. So if you go under live trading category, kind of where you're at right now with the live trading, right beneath it is classroom. It's just called classroom. Looks like this. Got it? Okay. Thanks, John. Good job today, everybody who grabbed some of those trades. We had some nice ones. Russell, Gold, NQ, couple of losers. Is what it is, but mostly seems like everybody did well today. Guri asks, what's the volume profile? Climax. This is it's pretty much an indicator that drops an anchored VWAP whenever there's a volume climax. So it's pretty powerful. You can catch that here. Let me give you a link. You can try it out. It's not a free indicator. but you can try it out for free. Called Volume Climax. I like it. I think it's powerful. They're also, Zierman's working on a custom indicator for us. That should be very cool. It's going to take the higher time frame VWAPs and lower time frame session and mix it all together into like a bullish, bearish, bias type indicator for us. It's used based on the premises of the VWAP system. So if you don't know the VWAP system, you got to go through the course or through my videos. I'm not going to teach you all that now. That's what the videos are for. I recommend going through the videos or joining the free trial and going through the course. There's a link for that in the description of this video. The course is free. You can go through the entire course absolutely free. You pick up this 1 week free trial and check it out. If you want to stick around, awesome. If not, that's okay too. All right, guys, have a great day. If you're going to continue trading, manage your risk, stay sharp out there. For those of you in the Discord, I will hopefully see you at 12:30 for group coaching. See you there.